What's up everyone, and thanks for tuning into Electric Bike Journal, and in this video we are going to review the Super73 S2. This is a multi-class electric bike with pedal assist and throttle operation, and you can set that class type in the Super73 app. It has a 750 watt rear hub motor with a peak output of 1200 watts. Powering that motor is a large 960 watt-hour battery, and that battery takes 6 to 7 hours to fully charge. There are 4 class modes to choose from that you can do that through the Super73 app. Class 1 is pedal assist only up to 20 miles per hour with the throttle deactivated. Class 2 is pedal assist and throttle up to 20 miles per hour. Class 3 is pedal assist only up to 28 miles per hour. And off-road mode with pedal assist and throttle that goes 28 plus miles per hour. This is a single speed bike with hydraulic disc brakes front and rear. The S2 has front suspension and it has 20-inch wheels. On the front it has a 20 by 4.5 inch tire, and on the rear it has a 20 by 5 inch tire. Integrated onto the bike is a headlight and a tail light, and the tail light acts as a brake light when you hit the brakes. There are also fenders, front and rear, to help keep debris off your legs. The small display shows your speed, range, and assist level. You can also connect to the bike via Bluetooth and use the Super73 app and input directions in there, and that way you can get turn-by-turn directions on that display. The standover height on the S2 is 31 inches, and it has a rider weight limit of 325 pounds. The estimated range on the S2 is between 40 and 70 miles, depending on your assist level, and the bike comes in weighing at 73 pounds with a price of $3,295. There are many things that we liked about the Super73 S2, and first off would be the looks of this bike. It's definitely an awesome looking bike. You get looks everywhere you go, because it doesn't look like a typical bike, more like a moped style, but it is a good looking bike overall. It's definitely a super fun bike to ride around, especially when using the throttle. The throttle is on the right side, which makes it more natural feeling to those that are used to riding motorcycles or ATVs, and we are motorcycle riders as well, so we enjoy that. This has a higher seat height than the entry-level Super73 Miami, which makes it a bit more comfortable for the taller riders. The seat is also comfortable and can hold 2 riders easily. Having the front suspension is really nice to help dampen out the bumps in the road, and it adds to the overall comfort of riding this bike. The large fat tires hold their speed well and add to the dampening of the bumpier streets and dirt. This bike is on the heavier side, so when rolling downhill, it holds its momentum and you can keep up your speed pretty well. Having that integrated headlight and tail light is nice for when it gets darker out, but it is also nice to have just for general visibility when you are riding out on the road. We did get a chance to put this into off-road mode, and we found a little dirt track that we could go ride around on, and we were surprised at how quick it was in this mode. We even got a chance to take this thing up to its top speed, and with the throttle, you could go easily 30 miles per hour, and it felt good doing that. There were some limitations that we weren't used to, especially coming from motorcycles when you took this thing off-road. When you do use some of those brakes, it does cut off the power, so you lose power right away, and then when you use that throttle, it just takes a little second to get that power going, and that does affect some off-road skills like coming out of berms and stuff like that. But we got used to that, and it was super fun still. There isn't too much that we didn't like about the Super73 S2. One thing is, this isn't the most pedal efficient bike. Having those short crank arms and that single speed definitely is more of a bike that you want to use the throttle on and go around town and have fun. You can pedal it if you have to, and it is nice to soft pedal it to keep that power going, use that cadence sensor, keep a nice little speed up. But we see this more as a bike that you are going to be using the throttle to go around town quick and have fun doing so. The tires on this bike do well on the road and some light gravel, but if you get into some muddier situations, they are a little too slick for that. They build up with mud and become pretty slippery. This would be super fun if you added some knobbies on there, just so you can get into some more dirt. That way you can utilize that off-road mode and go rip around in some back roads. It would be awesome if this had a twist throttle instead of the thumb throttle. The throttle is definitely just on-off. There is no like halfway or anything like that. It would be cool to have that variable speed on there. That way you can control how much assist you are getting from that throttle instead of just kind of flipping that throttle to maintain that speed. This bike is also just a little different than all the other electric bikes out there. So if you are going to be trying to ride with people with more pedal-centric bikes, like a regular cruiser bike or something like that, you are going to be a bit quicker than them because this throttle does get you going really quick, and it is a little harder to maintain that speed around 12, 14 miles per hour unless you are in that lower pedal assist mode. So if you do want to ride with other people, it would be more fun to ride with people with this style of bike, so you can all kind of ride in the same style and the same speed. You are going to be much faster than the people that are riding those more pedal-centric bikes, but this thing is super fun, so probably going to want to go fast and leave those people in the dust anyways. This is a great bike for someone who is looking to get around town from point A to point B quickly and not break a sweat doing so. You will be using that throttle a lot because it is super fun, and when you do need to pedal, you can do that, but if you want to get around quick, this is the bike to do that. The Super73 S2 is more reminiscent of a moped, so if that is the style of bike you are looking for, this is an awesome option. We found ourselves hopping on this bike when we wanted to get around town quickly. It would be awesome to add some racks on here, maybe a basket on there, or some panniers. Then you can use this to go run errands, get groceries, get some food. It would be an awesome thing to park your car, take this out, get there quickly without having to worry about sitting in traffic. If you did want to take this bike a little more onto the off-road side, it would be great to add those knobbier tires on here. That way, when you are riding out there, you don't build up mud or dirt inside the tread on these slicker ones, and you can have a blast doing that. Everyone who rode this bike had a really fun time and a big smile on their face, so we definitely understand why there are so many people riding Super 73s out there. Let's take you on a little ride to give you a little on-bike riding experience. Out here on the Super 73 S2, this is their model with the front suspension, and it's got the 750 watt motor in the back. Cool looking bike. I know it's hard to see from this perspective, but it's got these cool BMX looking bars with a little rise to them. Gonna go on our little test loop. Right now, just been pedaling with pedal assist off. So, no power, just the bike as it goes on this flat road. And it's a little harder to pedal just because it has these shorter crank arms. And it's not, you know, you can get going if you have to without the battery on. But it's definitely not as fun. So, from this stop sign, get this into one. I do like how the throttle, which is on the right, does work when the bike is in zero. So if you have to, use that to get going right away. And right away in pedal assist one, getting cruising at 14 miles an hour. So that is a lot better than what we were doing back there at 7. So we can get moving a little bit, get going, and definitely helps when you are going from a stop too. Takes a little bit for it to kick in since it's on the low pedal assist, but it is a lot nicer than when you are having the motor off. All right, quick stop. Gonna use the throttle to get through this intersection because we got a light. There we go. So throttle's nice to use just to get you up to speed. And this bike is definitely on the heavier side, coming in around 70 pounds. So when you do get rolling on a little downhill, you do get moving and you can hold your speed. All right, we'll kick this thing into pedal assist 2. And doing the same little soft pedal before, just to activate that cadence sensor. We're going a little faster now at 15 miles an hour down this street. So if you are just cruising around, don't need to go in a rush anywhere, 15 is a good pace, that's for sure. We'll go to 3. You can feel that pick up. And in 3, you're going 20, no problem. I had to slow down for the roundabout there. And then I'll stop at this stop sign and get going from 3, show you how that goes. A little throttle, get me going. But pedal assist 3, you hear the motor spinning up a little more, getting a little bit of more motor noise. But since this does have that cadence sensor, you also just have to soft pedal. You don't have to pedal super hard, just to make sure, keep that sensor, know that you're going. And this is just a little slight uphill, but we're going 16. We'll see what it does when it flattens out right here. So as it flattens out, easily hitting 18 miles an hour. 19 now. So get this thing into 4. And in 4, you really feel a boost. And that took me to the max pedal assist, which is 8 miles an hour, no problem. So there is also an off-road mode, which does go a bit faster. And we did get to try that out, and it's definitely quick. But we're down in a lower mode, just so we can ride in the streets. So 4, you really get going quick, and you feel this thing wind up, and you can get going speed limit easily, and you can get away from other people on bikes pretty quickly. So we'll just blast up this hill in 4. Don't even have to really do much. Just keep those legs moving. Now it's 20 miles per hour up that little slope right there. And if you're really not feeling like pedaling, you just use that throttle. And that's gonna take you up to the max level of assist super quickly. The front suspension is nice. Helps dampen on these bumps, and then on the bumpier roads also. The fat tires help too. You do want to stand up still a little bit, use your knees, because when you're sitting on the seat and you hit a bump, it does have that rigid back end, and you will feel that in your spine. All right, at the little hill climb area, just to see how it does, and I have the pedal assist off, and it's just a slight uphill right now, but I'm working pretty hard. I'm going 3 miles an hour. So I'll get this thing in 1. Get a little help, for sure. This does take a little bit of time to wind up. But even in 1, pedaling up this hill, it's a struggle. So I'm gonna go into 2. And 2, you feel a little bit of relief. That's for sure. Going 8 miles per hour right now. So you could make it up some hills and pedal assist 2 if you're running low on battery. But pedaling is pretty tough, and you're gonna feel it. Feel my heart rate has definitely gone up a little bit. All right, let's get this thing in 3. In 3, you feel that motor kick in. You can hear it a little bit. It's not the quietest, but for a fast motor, you're gonna expect some sound. But in 3, going 12 miles an hour, just got a soft pedal. Keep that cadence sensor going. And 3's pretty good too. This is what you want minimum, I think, going up a big hill like this. So we'll go into 4. And in 4, you go uphill. Has no troubles at all taking you to the top. So yeah, if you really want to get up there, 4 is where it's at. You feel that power. 3 will get you there. Will be a little bit of work, take you a little bit longer, but it'll do it. So we got this little downhill. Just nice to go down and catch your breath after pedaling up that hill. But if you were in 4, you wouldn't even have felt that. You've been totally fine. We get a go down here, some bumps, and we'll get to test these hydraulic disc brakes out at the bottom. They do work really well to stop this thing when you are going fast. Just got to the downhill street. See how these bikes do handle at speed. And it's a steep one. I think the last Super 73 Miami we rode got up over 30 miles an hour. So I have the bike off, just coasting. This does have big old 20-inch by 4.5-inch tires in the front and 20 by 5 in the back. And we're moving, going 30 miles an hour. And it's nice having that front suspension. You feel it help on those bumps. So yeah, looking at the speedometer, that's 32. Just hit 33. Gonna have to slow down because there is still some debris down here from some storms. But 33 miles an hour, it's pretty quick and it handles well. These big old tires on there, and that front suspension helps dampen a lot of those bumps that you would feel otherwise. And this thing does do all right on the dry gravel. It does have that off-road mode. We got to use it in a little course that we found. The tires are pretty slick and they don't really have knobs on them, so it does get slippery. You gotta be careful, but you can do it in a little bit of dirt if you want. Thank you for watching this video on the Super 73 S2. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that. We have a lot of fun things coming up for this year.